Good morning. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Today we're going to be talking about VA loans and we're also going to go through our live mortgage rates. Give us just a moment here to go live on all the different platforms. We appreciate everybody tuning in nice and early. Go ahead and drop a comment there in the chat. All right. Looks like we're live on all the different platforms, so we'll go ahead and get it started. We'll take the chat off the screen for now, but go ahead and keep dropping comments there in the chat. Drop any questions you have in the chat as well, and we'd be happy to answer them after we go through our deep dive topic here for today. So, welcome everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I am the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non QM loans. And what we do every morning on this show is go through our actual live rates for some different programs, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. And today's loan type is going to be VA loans. Jose will take us through some of the amazing options there for our veterans and active service members. So, before we do that, we'll go ahead and pull up our live rates. So, Nick, if you're ready, let's see what the rates are looking like this morning.
All right. So before I pull up the screen, remember, as we do every day, we're going to set up a basic scenario and compare the APR across all the different programs. If you'd like a full breakdown of all the fees that go into the APR, please get with our team members. We have over 300 loan officers to help you out. The scenario we're going to compare is a standard single-family home, 500,000 purchase, 400,000 loan amount, corresponds to 80% loan to value, 20% down payment, and we'll use an estimated 760 FICO score and an estimated 40% debt to income ratio. So with those settings, let's check out the rates for today. And I'll make it bigger. All right, so some good news this morning, at least for rates, right? So we saw yesterday and this morning, some of the rates are continuing to go down, and we see that reflected here a little bit in the rates today. So first option we typically look at for most customers and most standard loan option here, 30-year fixed conventional loan for a primary home. Rates as low as 6.49. APR comes in at 6.828 today. That's a touch lower than it was yesterday. And if our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional option, the next option we want to present typically is an FHA option, which allows more leniency on credit issues as well as a higher debt to income ratio, but it does have upfront and yearly mortgage insurance that is required. FHA comes in at 5.625 today, final APR 6.606. And again, that's a touch lower than it was yesterday. Hopefully it continues to go down throughout the day. Now, if our customer qualifies for both, notice FHA could be a touch cheaper, but does require that mortgage insurance. So a customer may consider both. And our customers that need to use FHA, definitely a great option as it is very comparable to conventional. And now moving on to our topic for today, our 30-year fixed VA options. Remember, VA is only for eligible veterans and active service members, but it's definitely an amazing option. And Jose will show all the creative ways we can use it here in a minute. Rates as low as 5.875 for a standard scenario here. APR 6.195 today. So notice if we compare across the programs, VA beats FHA and conventional by quite a bit here for our veterans and service members. Now moving down to the final agency government option, we have our USDA options. USDA is only for properties in USDA areas, typically the rural areas. If our customer is eligible and the property is eligible, it's a great option here. Rates as low as 5.75, final APR 6.5 with all of the fees. So notice our customer that's shopping for a home in a USDA area is probably going to compare this to an FHA, which USDA is a little better, as well as a conventional USDA is better than as well. So for those customers looking in those areas, definitely a great option. Now, those standard 4 options are typically the options most banks or lenders have. If a customer doesn't qualify, they will have to deny that customer. That's where we love to present our 5,000 other options here, starting with our 30-year fixed non-QM alt doc for a primary home. So if our customer doesn't qualify using standard documentation for a conventional loan, they may have to go to a alt doc option where we can use bank statements, 1099s, asset related programs, all kinds of different options that we have here, thousands of programs. The lowest rate option here that we're showing, 6.99, probably a bank statement or similar option. And the final APR comes in at 7.309. Notice we're within a half a point of conventional here to use alternative docs, which is absolutely amazing. And again, our customer can qualify where with most other banks or lenders they would not. Now moving on to our investment property options. Lots of flexibility with investment properties as well when we get into our alternative programs. First up is our 30-year fixed non-QM alt doc option for an investment. So this would again probably be bank statement or similar, 7.375 rate, final APR 7.705. And we'll compare that to our other investment options. First up, 30-year fixed conventional. Remember, the government programs, USDA, VA, FHA do not work for investments, but we do have our conventional option here. Conventional today coming in at 7.25 rate, final APR 7.611. So notice it's a touch lower than the alt doc option, but we definitely recommend all of our customers take advantage of our favorite programs, the DSCR options. DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio. No income, no employment needed. We simply use the estimated rents from the appraisal to determine a DSCR ratio. If the estimated rents can cover the expenses, aka the property will cash flow, that's a ratio of 1 or higher. For the demos, we put a ratio of 1.5 so we can see all the programs here. So first up is our 3-year prepayment penalty option for the DSCR. Rates come in at 7%. Final APR 7.342. Notice this beats conventional. Absolutely amazing. And we can sweeten the deal even more. Some of our programs do allow a 5-year prepayment penalty. Rates come in at 6.75. Final APR 7.072, which again beats conventional by a long shot. And our last option here we'll present is the no prepayment penalty option. Some states don't allow prepay and some investors don't want one. No problem. We have options. Rates as low as 7.5. Final APR comes in at 8.008. So this option is a touch higher than conventional, but usually most investors prefer DSCR loans anyway. And we recommend our investors to take advantage of the lower rates that the prepayment penalty offers if they are open to it. And the final two options here, we'll talk about our very cool options. 30-year fixed second mortgages. These are non-QM programs that allow our customers to do a cash out refinance and not touch their low rate first mortgage. So to get cash out of a primary home using a fixed rate second mortgage, not a HELOC, it's a little better rates here. Rates as low as 8.75, final APR 9.174. And same thing for our investors. If our investors need cash out and have a low rate first mortgage, don't want to touch it, no problem. We could do a 30-year fixed second mortgage for an investment property. Rates as low as 9.875, final APR 10.185. So these are all great options. But let's switch our screen and get into today's topic. So every day when we do the demo here, we try to present some VA options, which is a basic option. Not often that VA is used in the way that we present here in the live rates. So Jose will have an opportunity to explain a little more of the tips and tricks that we can utilize for our amazing VA programs for our eligible vets and active service members. So Jose, let's see some tricks here.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Daily Mortgage Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. The VA loan channel is definitely one of the most versatile loan channels out there. We are definitely wanting to have as much home ownership capabilities for our veterans and active military, hence all of the amazing VA options that you're going to see me displayed today. So to recap, a couple of the nice things that VA offers: no mortgage insurance ever on a VA loan. Now, there is a funding fee. However, if your vet or active military service member has at least a 10% service-related disability, then the VA funding fee is exempt, which is a great deal. 100% LTV, always on the VA purchases as well. So our first option here is a 100% LTV VA purchase. This is the standard one that everyone is aware about, right? So our lowest cost option here is an amazing 6.75% with only a 0.199 loan discount for that rate. And you can buy that down all the way to 5.875. It is great that we're starting to see those fives in front there again. So again, this is our standard VA 100% financing for a 1-unit property. And now VA, I will let you all know in case you didn't know, does allow 100% LTV financing for up to a 4-unit property. So this option here is for a 2 to 4-unit property. And as you can see here, this was the rate for the 1-unit. And this is the rate for the 2 to 4-unit. Pretty much the same rate. 6.75 lowest cost option. And you can buy that down to 5.875 and actually price this one out as a 4-unit. So no loan level price adjustments. For those of you that weren't aware, we do have options down to a 500 credit score for VA loans at 100% LTV. This is not a typo. Now, rate and cost is a little bit higher, but it is 500 credit score, 100% loan to value. 8.125 is your lowest cost option at 2.199 points, and you can buy that down to 7.75 at a cost of 2.699 points for a 100% LTV 500 credit score VA purchase. Now, some of the additional cool options we have: the VA renovation loan at 100% LTV. A renovation loan is a loan where you can purchase a property and you can also finance the renovations that are needed or that are desired. Some of the accepted renovations, for example, are kitchens, right? Popular item to renovate to make your dream home: kitchens, bathrooms, windows, roof, right? Flooring, electrical systems, plumbing. I mean, all those things could be updated as part of a renovation loan. So if you can't find your dream home, you can buy and make it your dream home with the same loan. One loan for the purchase and the renovation combined. No need to rack up those credit cards at 32% interest or anything like that. And the rates are also incredible for this option. 7.75 is almost at par, much lower than a 32% interest rate on a credit card. And you can buy that down all the way to 6% at a cost of 2.699 points for a 100% LTV renovation loan. Another good use for the renovation loan: you want to buy a property, but it's beat up, it's missing components, has damaged wiring, it won't pass inspections, it has compliance violations. You're not going to be able to buy that with a regular non-renovation loan, but the VA renovation loan is a perfect option to be able to buy the property that has compliance violations, close with those compliance violations, and fix it with the same loan. And our VA one-time close construction loan purchase at 100% LTV. This is another great option to deal with tight inventory of existing real estate options, right? So this one, you can buy the land and build the home with one loan. So great option here. The one-time close. The reason they call it a one-time close is because the construction phase of the loan is the first part, and then once you finish the construction, the loan transitions to your end loan, which is your 30-year fixed, fully amortizing loan. No need to have one loan for construction and then have to close on an additional loan to refinance out of the construction loan into the VA loan. Do it all in one shot. 100% LTV, save on the closing costs, and have a lot more seamless transactions. 7.25 is your lowest cost option, and you can buy that down to 6.25%. Our VA cash out refinance at 100% LTV. This is considered a high LTV cash out refi transaction. So it does have a little bit higher cost than your non-high LTV VA cash out, which would be at 90%. So the 100% LTV option, 7.125 is your lowest cost option, and you can buy that down all the way to 6.5%. Now, keep in mind, this option is going to have a higher credit score requirement than our 90% cash out option. This is our 90% cash out option with the premium interest rate. Premium credit score, right? So 7.125 is a lender credit actually right here of 0.154. And then you can buy that down all the way to 5.875 at a cost of 2.721 for a VA cash out, 90% LTV, which is the standard LTV for a VA cash out. And then our VA cash out 90% LTV with a 500 credit score. Yes, we can. This is not a typo. 8.25 is your lowest cost option, and you can buy that down to 8%. Not very many options. The 7.99 snuck in there, folks. That was my mistake. But 8.25 lowest cost option, 8% lowest rate option for 90% LTV, 500 credit score, cash out refi. And our last option is our VA Earl rate and term streamlined refinance. The Earl is an option that is only possible if you are currently in a VA loan. You want to refinance that VA loan to have a lower interest rate. And the reason it's streamlined is because you're not going to need, you're not going to need an appraisal, and you're not going to need income qualifications either. It's a streamlined refi. 7.125 is your lowest cost option with a little bit of a lender credit, and you can buy that down all the way to 5.875 for your 100% LTV VA Earl rate and term streamlined refinance.
All right, thank you, Jose. I don't see any questions here. Definitely great, great programs. No, still no questions. Okay, well, we can go ahead and wrap it up then. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Remember, we do this at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday, where we go through the live rates and then do a deep dive into a different loan type. So we'll be back next week with some new topics. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern, for the next episode of Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage